Welcome to the Hospitalist video training series. In this video, we will open up a patient's chart and introduce you to the workflow, to documentation. So typically I would go to my patient list and double click on my patient from there. I'll show you an extra feature though, that if you're in the message center and you want to visit that patient's chart that's in message center, you can right click on the message on the patient name, go down here to open patient chart, and I'm going to go to the internal medicine view in this case. Yours may say hospitalist view, it may say internal medicine view, but they're the same one basically. So now that opens my chart, and my order here may be a little different from yours because I have changed it through the years, through the last couple of months, I should say. As a matter of fact, I may at some point try to go back and clear preferences, but I won't do that now. Keep in mind that in the workflow, you can take anything over here and move it. You can change the order. In some of my earlier videos, I explained the workflow and what it is. When you first log into PowerChart, you may actually see this little gray menu. In the earlier days of Cerner, this was how you did everything. You went to the individual modules, which have a lot of detail in them, but later on they added this workflow, which they like to call it, also known as an mPage in the Cerner world. And the mPage, think of that as Windows running over DOS, if you remember the old days where we had DOS. That's what the workflow is, and it's supposed to be an easier way to present the patient data, to build a patient note, work with orders, other things. That's a little more visual, a little more intuitive. But there's always reasons to go back to these views to get more details when you need it. But for now, I'm going to auto-hide that window and just show the workflow. So one of the first things I want to do is tell you why the order is a little odd in Cerner. It starts out with chief complaint at top. Notice I moved it, but typically we'll start out with a chief complaint at top. And down below here, way down at the bottom, you'll start getting into the areas that you actually can populate with data. And Cerner is assuming that you will build your information base first on the patient. Understand the patient, review the documents, review the lab and the imaging, microbiology, etc. And then when you get down here, you actually can start building the note. So I'm going to jump ahead and jump down to subjective history and physical. So now I've jumped down to the bottom, and I want to introduce a feature that was only made available in Cerner a few months ago, and that's this feature here. When I click on this, it actually pulls it to the side, and I'm going to do that again. You see here where it moved. I'll do that again with review of systems. I'll do it again with objective, and finally I'll do it again with assessment and plan. Now the functionality there is that you can continue to review information in the chart in this now middle pane where you've got the navigation bar. So you got this primary information pane, and then you've got your documentation. So I can start building my documentation. I can grab my dragon and dictate while I'm still able to review charts and even tag information. So keep in mind that this is not the actual note here. When I go over here to this navigation bar and click on a note type, it will pull that information into the actual note that becomes the actual medical legal document for the chart. This is simply a tool to help you build the note while still giving you access to all of the information in this side on this pane. So in the next installment, I will show you how to do a problem list.